The city never really slept, but Marcus did, when he could. He claimed a spot beneath the flickering streetlight in downtown Chicago, where the hum of late-night traffic became his lullaby. To most people, he was invisible, just another homeless man wrapped in worn blankets, sitting beside a paper cup that rarely filled. But Marcus hadn't always been this way. There was a time when he wore pressed shirts and polished shoes, when people called him Sir instead of avoiding his eyes. A time when he had an apartment, a job, and a daughter who laughed like sunlight. But life, he had learned, could unravel faster than you could hold it together. One layoff, one missed payment, one bad turn after another. Now his world was reduced to what he could carry. Every morning, Marcus walked to a nearby diner, not to eat, but to stand outside and breathe in the smell of coffee and pancakes. It reminded him that warmth still existed somewhere. One morning, as he lingered there, a young woman stepped out, holding a brown paper bag. "This is for you," she said, handing it to him. Marcus hesitated. Why? She shrugged. "Because someone once did the same for me." Inside the bag was a sandwich, a bottle of water, and something unexpected, a handwritten note. "You matter. Don't give up." Marcus stared at those words longer than he'd like to admit. Something about them stirred a part of him he thought had gone quiet. Days later, he found himself back at that diner, but this time he stepped inside. The bell rang, conversations paused, eyes turned. "Can I help you?" the waitress asked, her tone cautious but not unkind. Marcus swallowed. I'm looking for work. Anything." There was a silence that felt like it stretched forever. Then from the kitchen, a voice called out, "Let him wash dishes." It wasn't much. The pay was small, the hours were long, but it was a beginning. Weeks passed and Marcus kept showing up, early, determined, steady. Slowly, the staff stopped seeing him as the homeless man. He became Marcus again. One evening, as he wiped down a table, the same young woman walked in. She smiled when she saw him behind the counter. "You made it," she said. Marcus nodded, a quiet pride in his eyes. "I'm trying." She pointed to the note he now kept folded in his pocket. "Still have it?" "Every day," he replied. Outside, the city still buzzed, unchanged. But for Marcus, something had shifted. He wasn't invisible anymore. He wasn't just surviving. He was finding his way back.